My tummy
Like,
hurts and my glutes are small.
Freezing. It's cold as shit here.
You say it's cold?
Freezing, yeah. I know.
What's the temp?
It's like high 50s right now.
Wow, that was a pretty significant drop from
Oh. Have you ever been to Massachusetts?
um
It'll be 90
we
degrees
went to
and
Boston one time. That was a disaster, but
really?
yeah.
Why?
Because our car broke down and we were in college and poor, and it was just like the whole thing was a clusterfuck.
Gotcha.
But we
Yeah,
would go back.
it'll be 90 degrees one day and then probably later the same day, like 50.
Brad. How are you, Megs? Oh, claws. It
oh,
was the
I
claws.
mean, they're little like galaxies. They're sick.
They look like you could fucking
On eyeball
They are
level.
pretty long.
you have a Wolverine vibe to it.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Well, you've been doing all the like spooky Halloweeny decorating stuff. So it's
Yes, I was going to talk about that. That's been our thing. We're like, is it Martha Stewart? Is that the white bitch? She does all the crafts?
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that went to jail, yeah. Tax fraud.
Oh shit, yeah. Doesn't
We don't judge. We don't
yeah,
judge.
no. No, of course not. No. I think she's racist too.
Yes.
No, no. She's racist as
There was
well.
a lot of stuff about that.
Racist prison crafts.
Checks out.
All right.
Title of the podcast.
So
All right, moving on.
yeah, so we like crafts. We don't like racism and we're not in prison though. But yeah, we do like crafts now. Uh Last night we did ghosts with
Hmm.
like Mod Podge over like a balloon to make a little ghost sculpture.
Oh,
So we get to fingers crossed they work. They
Yeah.
looked cute. I checked on them this morning. I gave them a little tap and I was like, okay,
Give him
this
a little
looks
ghost
good.
tap.
Yeah, so we pop the balloon tonight around like 6. So fingers crossed it
Mhm.
works. They stand. And then we put little felt eyes on them and little
Oh,
candles on them.
is this your idea?
Yeah, we just find a bunch of shit on Instagram reels, like all these white bitches like sharing their Halloween crafties, and I'm like, shit, okay, Sharon. So we've been checking them off.
I love that. I'm into like toilet paper crafts because I love
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
the kitty
crafts.
cat ones.
Yeah, so we're
Those
gonna
are
do
the
pumpkin ones. You have a little toilet paper
oh.
roll, yes, and then you have like I don't know, let's say a box of wheat thins, like just a thinner like cardboard that you like hot glue into a little ring, and it makes like a little pumpkin. So then we're gonna paint pumpkins.
Huh. The only thing I see for crafts popping up on my explore stuff is food related.
It's not a bad thing.
Some cookies.
Yeah.
Man,
But
your
yeah.
face is looking
Hmm?
snap.
Who?
You.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm out of the dieting phase now. I'm big eating now.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, we dropped my cardio down to it's still 4 times a week, but this week I only got 3 because of the blood work. But it's like 250 cal instead of 400. My food got bumped. I don't know, I'm eating like 3,000 on training and like 2,800 on rest right now. So we're moving up, we're moving up. Weight's the same as last week. And that was even after like Sunday. I don't know what it was, but mentally, it was like one of those days where I was like, fuck tracking. So I like intuitively ate.
Hmm.
And I probably intuitively ate like an asshole a little bit too. And weight didn't change. It actually dropped down like every day this weekend. It was like 2 pounds down every day. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat. So we ate. And yeah, I'm looking better this week. Actually, I look leaner, which is
Nice.
crazy.
Very
like
nice.
popping back in those muscles.
I'm
Mhm.
excited, man. Blood work, hopefully, it's like good. And we get to push for another growth phase before prep.
Love
Uh,
it.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. What we saw you had a little
little fiasco.
moment.
Yeah, a little moment. Yeah. So my bitch ass goes vasovagal when I get blood work. So like that means
Mhm.
if nobody knows, it means when your blood pressure drops down really low, and same with your blood glucose. I don't know about my blood sugar, but my blood pressure usually is a good like 120/68, which is Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good for a big bitch.
Yeah.
But it dropped down to 90 over 64 or something. And my heart rate was 45. And I was pale as a ghost. So yeah, I almost fainted. We were like talking about my nails and like my tattoos and everything. She's like, yeah, they look sick and blah blah blah. And I was like talking, and then that last vial, when she was taking the needle out, I was like, oh no, oh no. It was just
Holy
like
shit.
she was like, oh God.
She's like, oh God, it's happening. It's happening.
But yeah, so that was fun. I hate getting blood done for that reason, but gotta do what you gotta do.
It's weird because you obviously don't have a fear of needles because duh and or hello. But is it the sign
Yeah,
of blood that sometimes like
it's the act of getting blood pulled out of your body. It should stay in your body. I'm cool with needles when it comes to tattoos, steroids, ear piercings. But if you're injecting to take my blood away from me, nah. I would die like that if a vampire got me, that's for sure. Go vasovagal on his ass
she's like,
before
I'm
he
Team Jacob over here. Fuck Edward. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
How's
glad you're okay.
everything?
That's scary.
Your,
Yeah, thank you.
hopefully your blood work results go better than mine did.
Yeah.
Hey, yours,
Or
but
at least
yours came
accurate.
back better.
Yeah, because they were
Yeah.
accurate the second time.
Yeah, I'm not redoing mine. So if they're shit, then we're rolling with it. I don't
Fun thing,
care.
though, I don't know if you guys know this, because I learned this through this whole process. I didn't need to go to my doctor. I could have contacted the lab in which I got my labs drawn and be like, hey, so and so marker is like way off.
Mhm.
Can you, and they'll redraw it for free.
Yeah, I would always do never go through the fucking doctor, always go through the lab. Because like you'll get charged out the fucking asshole for it.
I didn't, but
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I
meanwhile,
didn't know that.
Josh and I are naming our kids over here. Like,
You're naming your kids.
Because of
no,
the blood draw scare.
because of how I read, and it was like writing rain for
Yeah,
see.
yeah. But hey, you're not there. You're not there.
No,
You
no,
got a fucking nose piercing to celebrate that you're not a geriatric.
That's
I
Right.
right.
got that.
Oh, well, you're keeping it, I meant.
Yeah,
Damn.
it fell out
You
last
said
night.
you were removing it because you felt old.
Yeah,
But no, you're not even perimenopause.
that's true.
Dude, I'm gonna keep getting tattoos and piercings up until I'm like post-menopause
Dude, that's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
like nursing home, pissing myself.
I mean, at that point, it's like you're getting injected with
Who
whatever the
cares?
fuck anyway.
My
Yeah.
goal in life is to be a gilf.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mine's just gonna be I don't know, just an old woman. I don't want to have grandchildren.
I will put
I
you
guess technically it wouldn't be a spinster because you'd be married. Maybe.
a
But
spinster. I've
hopefully.
never heard that term.
What's a
Yeah, yeah.
spin?
It's like an old maid that just like never gets married. It's a
That may,
very, very
that
old.
may be me, actually.
You're gonna get married with the
Yeah, it's like an old maid
that-
referring to an unmarried woman who's older than what is perceived as the prime age range for which women usually normally marry.
I'm already there.
Yeah, I guess she does. I mean, dude, people are getting married at like 2021 now. Shoot. Oh, Ash.
But
Forgot.
we have stayed married. I would like to say we will be
You're
Yes.
on
Yes.
not
8 years of
warm.
marriage. Thank you.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
can't.
like the
I can't
MTV
tell you
show.
how.
What was that? 16 and pregnant or something?
Yeah.
Pregnancy, teen mom. That was it. Teen mom.
I can't even tell you how many people like I graduated with have like 2, 3 kids that are teenagers now and are divorced.
Damn. Damn.
Dude, that's just the day and age we live in. I feel like more and more divorces are happening, but
Mhm.
and more marriages. So it's
Well,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, in order to have more divorces, you have to have more marriages.
Facts. That is a
Big's
fact.
like,
Big
I feel
brain
like
over here.
doing too much
becoming
calculus.
less common for more so your generation to want kids.
I think it's less common that
That's
we
what I'm
want.
saying.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah.
becoming way more common than
It's
people
just
do
too
not
fucking
want.
expensive to have kids.
It's
Too
way
expensive to
too
be
expensive.
alive, let alone produce life.
Dude, why is this popping up? Boom, get out of here. I don't want that. So I was getting groceries yesterday And I texted Will and I'm like, hey babe, like what you want? And he wanted ribeyes. So I go over to the family pack. And the family pack is usually like 30, $35, right? For 3 ribeyes. Thick boys. They're good. $50 literally went up that much. And I was like,
What else do you want?
yeah, I was like, so like what else? Anything else?
Jesus.
Egg whites? So yeah, we opted for like a big pack of 93.7 beef, and that also went up to 30. It's usually like 20, 18, 23. I don't know. Fucking crazy. I couldn't imagine buying diapers. Can't
Yeah.
even buy beef. Like, ooh,
Dude, I miss 2019 prices. Like I feel like that was a sweet spot. Like
I was
it was
before the
good.
world fucking went to shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But whatever. Can we please talk about something really important? Can we please talk
Yeah.
about how to fucking grow muscle, but like namely glutes? Because I literally was asked a question like about training glutes 5 days a week. And I'm like, what when are they gonna grow? Like
Can't.
they were just like, yeah, can you just like tack on a set after every training session? And I was like,
No,
no, no,
not really.
no. We need like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 like important takeaway points. Because like I feel like we're overcomplicating shit again. We already went through this phase where it was like
I know.
2 working sets, and now we're high frequency, high volume again, and it's just gonna fucking be cyclical. And it's like there is gray room for every little thing. But I feel like we're overcomplicating shit, and we're like, oh, the reason why I'm not growing is like this specific angle on this specific exercise on this like, and I'm just like, oh my god,
Dude,
eat, train, sleep, repeat.
repeat.
End of podcast. Don't burn
Was
your fucking toast. Look at that. Look at
was the
that.
person trying to ask though, just playing devil's advocate here, are they trying to ask if they spread out their frequency more often or
They said 5 days a week. So like obviously that would be a frequency question, but still it's like if you're training your glutes 5 days a week, when are you giving them time to recover so they can grow?
Mhm.
Ashley Cosfoster does it?
That's
Who?
I'm kidding.
actually
People.
I think I can't fucking say
Or the fuck.
his name.
However, I'm just kidding. Because remember the last time that like one Olympian to be like, why can she do
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I get it. I think these people just they hear things on the interwebs and then they run with it. Like, yes, I've definitely heard of like tacking on like an extra set of like biceps or delts like 2, 3 times a week, but you wouldn't hit them every single training session to grow them. That's
Mm.
not how it works. You have to break down the muscle, but then you have to recover to build it back up. Like, training is breaking it down. It's not building. That's what people I think get twisted in their head. But like even myself, like yes, I have 2 full glute days a week. But then my other 2 leg days are like quad ham or like, well, I guess it's glute ham. But like, so yeah, I'm hitting glutes 3 times a week, but I'm eating enough, I'm recovering enough, and the volume on all of the days isn't too much for me to personally recover from. But
Is the
I just,
key.
yeah,
You.
me. Like, I've definitely tried to hit them more, but I didn't see more growth with it. But when I structured and increased my training intensity on like fewer exercises, that's when I actually saw better results. Like if you just tack on like what do they want to do? Like fucking kickbacks at the end of their delt day or like hyperextensions, like just random little fluff work isn't going to build your glutes. Like you
What
need
it's going to do, it's going to give you a nice pump, but a pump isn't
yeah,
actual
pump isn't
contractile
no,
tissue. It's just
yeah,
inflammation. It is
yeah.
literally just inflammation, right?
Got just like um shit, I thought it too when I was doing like spin bike intervals for my last prep in 2020. My legs would get so pumped from that. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm keeping my muscle tissue because they're pumped. But no, you're just driving up inflammation, like acute inflammation, and
Hmm.
you're actually probably tearing down your muscles more than you think doing cardio.
Hmm.
That's why you should do more like low impact steady state or whatever. But yeah, I digress. But you get the point. I get what you're saying. Like it's a pump. Like
Yeah.
people don't understand the difference there.
I think it'd be really good to be like just simple, stupid, not like saying that like people are stupid for listening, but like break it down to the point where it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's do that. When you train, like Meg said, you are breaking down the muscle tissue. You are literally causing little tears, little traumas, so that way your body has an inflammatory response to say, hey, oh shit, we need to repair. And then given the right nutrition and recovery, i.e. sleep, and also training variables to toggle, then you not only repair what tissue you have damaged, but you can also have that anabolic response to grow more tissue, actual muscle tissue, those actual fibers, right? When you're in the gym, yeah, you get that wicked glute pump or that wicked delt pump or whatever, but it's literally just local swelling, inflammation. So how do you know if you're growing muscle? This is where you want to have like pictures or scale or clothing or measurements. You have a variety where you are measuring progress, not just from week to week, but like at least bare minimum 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, to measure progress, because it is so freaking slow to grow muscle tissue that like we're not having these like crazy side by sides where it's like 2 weeks of glute growth and it's like they go from like little baby balloons to fucking monster basketballs. Like even if you use peds, that's not how that works.
I feel like people praise PEDs too much. They think they're gonna do a lot, but really don't. I mean, I'm excited to run another cycle, but like that's not what I attribute my growth to at all. Um, but yeah, man.
I think one thing, at least like mentioning my own personal experience, I underestimated how much your joint recovery impacts all of this too from overtraining. And it definitely will halt your progression for building muscle, because I was doing way too many compounds way too frequently and then not recovering, not progressing, all the above. So like that's also going to factor into it, not just from like a muscular stance.
Like women obviously have a better recovery capacity compared to males, like that is proven in literature, but that doesn't mean that you should put more junk volume into your program because you can recover from it. Because the idea is not to just recover, it's to also grow. So this is where it's important to keep a logbook. And for the love of God, stop doing the muscle confusion bullshit and progressively overload the muscle. Because the first, like, let's just say arbitrary weeks, you get a new training program. The first, let's say, month, you notice a lot of strength gains, right? Like you notice that, like, as you get proficient in the setup, you get like really, really good at connecting with the movement patterns, the muscle, whatever, and the weights fly up. But eventually, instead of maybe doing like 10, 15, 20-pound increment jumps, it's like, oh, well, I'm only adding like maybe 10 or 5 to 10 pounds. But that's where the actual like anabolism is starting to happen. It's not just like the neurological strength gains, it's the actual like tissue level. So that's why we want to stay with our training and our programming and our logbooks to make sure we are progressively overloading on a consistent basis, so that way we are recovering and we are growing. But if you're doing all of these different movement patterns all the time, how do you know you're actually making progress?
Yeah. And I know it may sound, guys, like a broken record over here because I feel like we've talked about this before, for sure.
No one listened.
Nobody listens. Even my own clients, like I've seen like where sometimes they just do what they want. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like, why are you doing
Meg's like, what are you doing?
It's like, what you doing? Like, that's not on your program or whatever. It's like, yes, it may seem boring, but it's in that like that monotony. That's what bodybuilding is. It's very monotonous. Like we do the same damn thing like over and over again. It's Groundhog Day pretty much. But that doesn't say like you have like those select like compounds and things. I do, and I did it this dieting phase too, based on my like fatigue level. It's like I switched up when I would do certain movements in the day, but I would keep the same movements. And that kept me progressing forwards because maybe I didn't have enough fuel in the tank to do like my heavy leg presses at the end of my session. Because usually I do like more accessory work first And that's to one, prime my muscles, help my old joints now. And also, I don't want to have to like throw on tons and tons and tons of plates on the leg press or the hack. I mean, like I still lift fairly heavy, but like if I did them first or second, I may be able to tack on another plate or something. But it's like, why don't I get a better stimulus by like priming the muscle first with some like accessory shit? I don't know why people are scared of that too. They're like, but I won't be as strong. And I'm like, switch to powerlifting then if you're so worried about strength.
Yep.
Like, isn't that like what?
And not only that, but don't fucking like bitch out mentally.
Yeah,
Like
mentally, that's the big thing.
like
I see it all the time.
consistency. Yeah, like consistency is so important. Like I understand, like obviously if there's like a broccoli head on their phone using the piece of equipment you need, like don't be in the gym for 10 hours, like waiting for broccoli head to finish. But like
Mhm.
you have a program that you are paying for a goal that you set for yourself. Follow the programming, right? Like follow it to a T to get not only your money's worth, but to get the progress that you want to get. But like making all these changes or overthinking these things, like it's not going to help you. And I have learned the hard way where it's like I second guess everything. I overthought everything. And I didn't make progress because I was so freaking stressed out about it. But it's like train really hard, recover really hard. Like Meg said, Groundhog Day, which truth be told, I've never fucking seen the movie, but yes, I understand the reference. Like it is going to be monotonous, but like I would like to argue it's not boring because you're making
No.
progress. And
Mhm.
like that feels good. Like it feels good to make progress, to follow through on the promises that you made to yourself. And although yes, progress is slow because muscle growth is slow, it feels awesome to feel like a bad bitch in the gym, to feel stronger, to get an extra 10 pounds, to get those extra couple of reps, to buy bigger clothes that accentuate like your curves that you are gaining because you are gaining muscle and a little bit of body fat. It is just so cool if you view it that way, right? Because like that's the thing is like how are you mentally viewing it too?
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's fun.
Another,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Another thing that I see, one, like the frequently changing your training plan isn't really helping you at all because muscle confusion isn't a real thing. Another thing that I see more commonly now is a lot of people don't know how to push a like straight sets to failure. They have to do like drop sets to get like that stimulus. Like drop sets, rest pause sets, they're great and I've used them too. I use them in my own training, but it's after I already know how to take straight sets to failure. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know what failure is or how to actually train with intent and with a high level of intensity, don't pull back the weight and do a drop set after every single working set. I don't know. I see that more often. I don't know. Do you guys see that too? Like people just strip the weight back.
You know what I see? The time under tension bullshit coming back. It's not that time under tension is bad, but like when it takes 6 seconds for a concentric movement and you just started the set, it doesn't tell me that your muscle fibers are failing. That tells me that you're overthinking the exercise, right?
Mm,
It's like, yes, control the load. Absolutely. I'm not saying to hork it and, look like you're fucking your ex when you're like training calves and you're like bouncing up and down really quickly. You know what I'm saying? But like, have ownership over the load no matter what movement you are doing. Like, have a normal tempo and control the weight. But when you start to actually achieve and get down to true muscle failure, where all your fibers are firing to the best of their ability, but they're starting to fail because they can no longer produce force against the load that you are working,
mhm,
you should start to slow down. But if you are slowing down like the first rep, because again, I can tell that you're overthinking the exercise, you're making it harder up here. You're not making it harder here. You're not. So therefore, why is your muscles gonna get bigger? Why are they gonna get stronger? They have no reason to. You're
mhm.
not forcing them to want to adapt. That's what I'm seeing right now, at least in my
Yeah.
gym.
I see a lot of people like number count reps as opposed to like actually taking a set to failure. I see it with
Yeah.
my clients. I see it in the gym. It's like, okay, so I'm going into the set. I'm going to do 10 reps when 10 reps is still 16 fucking RIR. Like,
Mhm.
it's just, what are you doing? At that point, like, just keep going. Just keep going.
Mhm.
I did that on a set yesterday, trying to like I've changed up my quad day training a little bit and like still sort of figuring out like what actual failure is for myself. And like I
Mhm.
honestly undershot one of my sets, which was
Mhm.
my last one. So like I just kept going. And by the end of it, I was at like 17 reps for my set, but like I buried it and didn't get up.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but that's how you
And
train.
I've gone back and forth on how to like shove that into people's heads. That like, yes, I'm giving you a rep range because for a while I changed my programming to working sets minimum of this amount of reps. And that's all I said. And they
Mhm.
were like, but I get so confused. Like, when do I stop? What is the rep range? And I'm like, fucking hell. I don't want you to count your reps. Just fucking do it. And then they were just, nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. I was like, all right, whatever, fine. Okay, here's a rep range. And then I kept seeing the same shit again. They would either stop at the minimum reps
Mhm.
or stop at the high. And I'm like, okay, why are we consistently getting 11, 11, 11,
Yep.
12, 11, 11?
You told
Like,
me to, Coach Meg. It's your
yeah,
fault.
I'm falling in the rep range. And I'm like, fail in the rep range.
Mhm.
Like, pick a weight that fails in the rep range. If it's not, keep taking it to failure. Write that down
Go
in your
up.
notebook. Yeah, and then go up and wait. You know?
Mhm.
Like, we're not saying sacrifice form. Like, we've said that 1,000 times. Like, don't sacrifice form to push out like 15, 20 reps when your rep range is 10 to 12. That's not what we're
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah.
But like I do it too, like what Laura did. Like, you just maybe you just undershoot like your weight. Like sometimes I think now all of us are aware, like if we do the first like 3, 4 reps of an exercise, we know like, oh, this is a working set weight,
Mhm.
or oh, we can go up. Like we're now at that level. But in the beginning phases, maybe you're not. And that's okay. Just push that set out to failure.
Mhm.
Or mechanical failure, whatever you want to call it. I don't care.
I mean,
It's
yeah, you could get into the nuances of what's mechanical failure
yeah,
versus real
fuck
failure.
it.
Like, I think a better question that we all should answer is how did we learn how to train to failure? And I'm going to give full kudos to Mark Tominek. He was the first coach that ever invested training videos and giving me the ability through constructive criticism that I could train harder and I could train smarter. But it first started with getting the foundations of proper exercise selection and execution. You don't just start training till failure and you like look like a whale on a fucking like just like you have to make sure that you are set up doing the exercise properly. As long as you're not overthinking it. But once you have that exercise set up for your biomechanics, fucking go to town. Don't
Mhm.
worry about rep ranges. Keep control of the weight. Keep the exercise set up to the best of your ability, especially when you're pushing yourself to failure. You will have a little bit of form breakdown. There's a little bit of wiggle room. It's not like complete and total asshole versus like perfect form. It's like there's a little bit of wiggle room there. But drive as if there's a gun to your head. That's how I learn because I'm a very intense person. That gun to the head mentality, it's like shit. It's like if I could do one more rep, could I, if my life depended upon it? That clicked for me. For some people, that might be way too fucking intense. So
Mhm.
you need to figure out a cue that keeps you in the set, whether it's after this, I can quit, like one more rep and then I can quit. But then you keep repeating that and you keep repeating it until it's like you are asking everything from yourself and shit ain't moving. That could be another powerful thing. But I think it's good to talk about like how you two learned how to train to failure, what cues maybe you gave for yourself to push back that discomfort, because it is a very difficult concept to grasp.
Yeah, and I think it's different for like different. I mean, all I train is lower now, so I can't talk on my upper. But even with upper, like it took me understanding like most of the exercises that I do are a very stable environment. Like if I bottom out at the bottom of a leg press, I'll be okay. If I bottom out at the end of a hack squat, I'd be cool.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of the times, and I say this to a lot of my clients, is like get in that machine, take it all the way down to the bottom, and just sit there and know that, oh shit, I can get out from here. Like I didn't die. The machine didn't crush me. And I'm like, machines are not, they're meant to be safe. They're safety racks. Like, I mean, okay, sure, if you're like training in a very old school gym where it's all janky and you might need like a tetanus shot or something, sure, okay, maybe get a spot. But like it's okay nowadays to take it all the way down to failure, all the way at the bottom. So that was like my like aha, like, oh, I'm not gonna die. And then also I looked up to people who trained hard as fuck. Like I don't follow, sure, I'm in wellness, but I'm sorry, most wellness girls, they train kind of bitchy. Because you see a lot of like genetically blessed like Brazilians and Puerto Ricans and things like that, where yeah, they do have the genetics for this division. You see them train and you're just like, all right. I mean, sure, she's training hard, but like it's not like damn, like fuck, that's hard. Like I watch like JP, I watch Michaela Aycock. Like I watch like open bodybuilders train.
Yep.
That's what fuels me.
Yep.
Like I don't want to be over here like, okay, yeah, I do kickbacks. I do cable kickbacks. I do. But like that doesn't motivate me. Watching some wellness bitch show her cheeks doing little kickbacks. Like, no, I want to see some heavy grinding sets. And that's what I do in my off season. The gun mentality never really worked for me. I don't know why. I just never really cared. It's more of like I know where my potential can be in this sport and I know where I want to be. Like I want to be top 5 at the Olympia. And that's a big fucking those are some big shoes to fill. And I know what it's going to take. And I know I need to get better every session, whatever that may mean. It doesn't mean like pack on more weight, pack on more reps every time. It could just be intensity or intention. But I think not being scared to fail because I failed before. I placed dead last at Tampa Pro and I'm fine. I didn't die. Like, failing during a set is the same thing. You're not going to die.
Mhm.
It's fine.
I think for me, a little bit of is that like ingrained from my past life, if you still want to
Yeah.
call it, from gymnastics,
Mhm.
because there wasn't, I mean, I would try anything anyone would tell me to do, and most of the time land on my feet, and that kind of has carried over to bodybuilding.
Mhm.
And then the same sort of like, I think about my stage experiences anytime I'm at the gym. Like I've
Yeah.
always come in the most peeled out of anybody, any show I've ever done, but I'm always undersized. Always fucking undersized. So that's my like ammo in my head is like, not this time. Mm-mm. And that'll push you further than you would expect sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a cue that Eric will give me. Granted, like I'm usually listening to my music way too loud. Glad I don't have an ENT or EMT, whatever the fuck it is, a ear doctor, right? But he'll be like, what happens when you step on stage and the judges tell you you're still too small? Boop. One more
Yeah.
rep. But like it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to take it there. That's the whole fucking point. Like that's the point. Like if it was easy, everyone would do it. But if you continually go in the gym, lift the same weight for the same number of reps, does your body have a reason to change? No, you're not giving it a reason to change. So when you're in the gym, give your body a reason to grow, understanding that you're not growing when you're in the gym, you're growing when you eat to recover, when you sleep to recover, when you are actually taking rest days and not doing the active recovery bullshit where you're hiking 20 goddamn miles and then taking a spin class and then hot yoga for shits and
Active recovery.
active recovery, 30,000 steps. Like, Jesus Christ. And I get angry because I did that bullshit. I did it. Like, it was like cardio and ab day, active recovery, but also I'd like do other glute movements or I would do other delt movements.
See,
And
I'm on the Stairmaster doing the kickbacks with bands on her knees.
bro, I wasn't that bad, but that's still bad.
It's up there.
Bad.
You actually make a really good point too, Meg, about like knowing that you don't need to fear your exercises. Honestly, I used to like thrive off of doing barbell squats, free bar squats. Totally pulled them out because of that same like I wouldn't push it as far as I could because I'd get in my head, what if I get hurt? And I don't have that fear on a Smith machine. Same type of thing with like clients and whatever. I feel a lot more comfortable from a coaching stance programming things that I know that they're not going to get hurt on. So there's no like variable of stability or balance or whatever, like move from point A to point B and target the muscle as opposed to figuring everything else out.
Yeah. And that's where you have to know your athlete, right? If it's a gen pop person, we're probably going to be doing more free weight stuff because they're not going to be pushing themselves to failure. So for me, I like to program more functionality and stabilities type stuff versus like, you want to step on stage? Like we need to stay locked in and we need to learn how to push ourselves to that point that requires that growth and that change. And that does like obviously depend upon like who you are working with and who you are coaching, of course. But I think everyone would benefit from learning to get uncomfortable and staying in the set, staying locked in, but not just like pushing themselves mentally, but also not fidgeting mid-set, like not changing your stance or not
Yeah.
changing your arm movement. Like your body is trying to fight you on this, right? Because it is uncomfortable. Your brain doesn't like to be uncomfortable. So what's it try to do? Tries to make you a little bit more comfortable while you're like burying yourself in the leg press. So you might shift your feet, you might shift your hands, you might, pause at the top to kind of catch your breath. But it's like your brain is trying any way to make it easier. And if you can like push past that, be like, no, you know what? I've accepted I'm going to suffer. Let's just make this suck for like 3 more reps, and then that's probably going to be it. That's going to be awesome. But like, stop with the fidgeting mid set, because that's something that I really struggle with. Honestly, is like staying in the set and not moving around. And besides, you're more often when you fidget mid set, you're likely going to get injured because you're changing your movement patterns, you're changing your joint angles, and like if you're not used to that setup, especially when you were warming up, you might like move something wrong, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That makes me think of that Brazilian coach that you see her with her she's a trainer. The girl, I think I sent it to you one time, Meg.
Oh yeah.
Girls are like crying.
Dude, I hate that shit. Because I'm not saying I get it. Like when you're pressing a lot of weight, like sure, I make some grunts every now and then, but not on every single rep. I'm not crying, I'm not shouting, I'm not like screaming at myself like in the mirror, like, oh you fucking pussy bitch, like during a set. Like I'm just there to work. Like I'm not there to cause a scene. And I swear most people they like fake this like failure voice, this failure face. They're
Mhm.
crying, like it's all for fucking clicks, man. Like, and that's where it pisses me off, and that's where it's like the Instagram age of bodybuilding. Because like, okay, let me see you work without the camera on you.
Mm.
You know, like, yeah, I like record a lot of my top sets, but lately I really haven't been recording a lot of my training because I'm just like, I'm in here, I want to work.
Mhm.
Now I have freaking Will following around like a little puppy dog with his little camera, which I do like because I don't really have to focus on the camera at all. Like he just records me, which is cool. But like, you know what I'm saying though? People nowadays are just doing it for the clicks. But what I was gonna say about what you said, Ash, the fidgeting, this pisses me off more than you know, because I deal with it all the time with my athletes. But nail your form, nail your tempo and execution in your warm-up sets. Those are what your warm-up sets are for. It's not to pre-exhaust the muscle. It's for you to stabilize your movement pattern, for you to understand the movement pattern, to fidget around a little bit
Mhm.
prior to those warm-up sets. Record those sets too if you're unsure like of your placement and stuff, because placement in space and placement in your body is kind of different. Like you can think that it's one way and then you look at the video and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, but that also goes to show, okay, it doesn't have to be picture perfect textbook form for
Mhm.
everybody. Because I may engage my glutes a little bit better if my feet were a little bit wider, a little bit, I don't know, further away from me in a hip thrust or something like that. When no, can't do that because the Instagram lady said that it would hit my hamstrings more. Like, okay, but
Yeah,
I
the
hit my
fucking
glutes more.
nuances. Jesus.
Like, holy shit. Like, and that's why I try to stress to my athletes is like, yes, I can tell you X, Y, and Z for your feedback. I want you to take that feedback, but make it like mold it to you. Take little bits of it,
Mhm.
utilize it. Don't totally ignore me, please. Like that's why you pay me. um, but like it doesn't have to be like picture perfect. It's not black and white when it comes to form or training.
I'd argue to say sometimes you'll feel things a little bit, uh, what's the word? Like against the grain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes like your form may be, to stay on your quads, you may take that a little less far. So you can
Hmm.
actually keep that tension on muscle. So don't get so hung up on what it's supposed to be. And sometimes you have to trust yourself too, because we
Yeah.
can't be there. Wish we
Dude,
could.
same. Like
Yeah.
the other day I added back in Bulgarian split squats. Literally, I rewatched the video and I'm like, fuck, I don't even think I should post this because it didn't look like I was hitting depth. But goddamn, my glutes were like they were hitting depth. They they were feeling it.
Mhm.
And then I look back and I'm like, because I'm moving in my range of like tension. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about this range of motion and like trying to get deep and stretching the glute. Like, sure, that works for some people, and it works for me on some movements, but I don't know. I just positioned myself and I felt my glutes more than I ever have. And I'm like, shit, but if I post this online, people are gonna be like, oh my God. She's not
Nick
hitting
doesn't
her
know how to train glutes,
position.
guys. But I feel like some people get so caught up in like perfect form or extra range of motion or tension that like, I mean, like I hate to like just be so fucking like brash about it, but like if you are going into hip flexion and to hip extension, you are going to be training your glutes and you're likely going to be training your quads. So even if you don't feel it, doesn't necessarily mean the muscle isn't working. Like if you didn't have those fucking muscles, you wouldn't be moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's something where I get very frustrated because like I overthought my training so fucking much where it's like, oh my God, I didn't feel hip thrust in my glutes. What do you think was moving the goddamn bar, Ashley? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I just overthought everything to the point of literally making myself cry because I
Yeah.
was so inside my head about it where I was like, dude, just fucking train. Just like load up the bar with the weight that you need to move, squeeze the glutes as hard as you can and train.
I posted a sequence of videos last night, and my first video is a heel elevated squat machine that like it kind of moves slanted back at an angle. Like my knees could not be any farther over my ankles and toes than they are. And somebody commented on the video and she was like, isn't this more glute just because like the machine itself kind of shifts backwards? Like, do you think it's possible to do a squat pattern that you're not also engaging your glutes? If you can do this, please show me.
Dude.
That's why we call it
People,
a bias, not an
yeah,
isolation.
yeah. You can't isolate your quads and oh my God.
Do it on my hands next time so I can
There you
see.
go.
Jesus. Like isolation exercises. Okay. Like, quad extension. Yeah, quads, maybe some adductors. Uh,
Compound.
kickbacks, like
Yeah.
maybe more glutes, some hamstring. Like, yes, like these things like do have application, but for crying out loud, if it's a compound movement, you're gonna get
Multiple.
compound muscles. Laura's like,
Dude,
"Well,
another thing, though, when it comes to feeling the muscle work, I can promise you, lowering the weight isn't gonna help.
mhm.
You know how often I see that? Like, I'll fix like a form on an exercise for somebody, and they're like, do you think I should like lower it like 20, 25 pounds to like fix this form or do this? And I'm like, no. Like, because when you're lowering the resistance, how are you gonna feel more tension in the muscle? You know what I'm saying?
Are
Like,
you
if
feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? That's
yeah,
that's what I'm
honestly,
thinking.
like if you're doing if your form is shit, okay, and you can't feel the muscle, sure, yeah, drop down the weight, perfect that, whatever, build it up. But if you're taking it down just because you don't feel the muscle working, but your form looks great, I can actively see that the muscle is working, you may just not mentally feel it. Don't take off 10, 15 pounds on a cable kickback because then you're moving air. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I see that all the time and like the drop sets, like dropping weight down to complete your rep because or to complete your set because you hit that like burning like fatigue, like, oh my God, my muscles are gonna explode. I need
Mhm.
to pull off the weight. Like, no, you need to keep going. Like get
Right.
work through that discomfort.
I feel like that's more of a beginner issue just because it's like they
Yeah.
don't really know how to connect with the muscle tissue yet. But
Yep.
versus like someone that's advanced, like if you take two different rep ranges, same level of intensity, 6 to 8, very heavy, versus we'll say 25 to 30. But again, both are till failure. They're going to feel hard in different ways. You are going to be recruiting more muscle fibers, more motor units
Mhm.
off the bat with the heavier reps. You fucking have to. Like you are doing 6 to 8 reps of a very, very heavy weight. Your body needs to produce enough force to go through that rep range and fail, or maybe a rep or two shy, because that is a very heavy weight before you receive that like burning lactate metabolic waste versus like a higher, let's say like leg curl, leg extension, maybe abduction machine, where it is a higher rep range, but you are still pushing yourself to failure, it is going to burn like a motherfucker. Why? You are receiving all of that metabolic waste, the lactic acid, if you will, and it is going to burn like the dickens. So your ability to stay in it and push to accumulate more effective reps, because you are going to have to tax yourself and push yourself during lighter loads to receive that muscle failure. Like you have to stay in the set. So it's, yes, both are till failure, but what it feels like is going to be drastically different due to the varying rep ranges. But intensity still matters. That proximity till failure still matters.
Hmm. Agreed. And it's just that initial like burning that people are just like, eh. Like they're just scared of it. But
Bro, y'all need to come to the South and get stung by fire ants. That's burn. That's true burn.
I'm good.
No, do it.
Have you ever ground bees? Have you ran through like a
Excuse me?
garden, ground bees? Bees in the ground. Have you ever? No? Okay, well up north. There's
I
things
had
called
bees in
ground
my
bees.
walls. Does that count?
No,
No, they're on the ground. But I remember I was at I vividly remember this, guys. I was in my little ballet tights. I was like 8 or 9 years old. My dad had to stop at the bank before ballet practice. So I was all ready. And we were running up and down these like wooden stairs at the BB&T in Martinsburg. And there were fucking ground bees. And they started coming out of nowhere, fucking like attacking our feet, our ankles, our calves. So I took my fucking Aquanet hairspray out of my bag. I was spraying them bitches. But yeah,
did
ground
it
beef.
work?
Yeah, it did. But I was fucked up. I didn't go to ballet. I think he
Yeah.
took us to Dairy Queen after.
Ground
What the
bees,
fuck?
ground ants, just anything that stings you, fuck off.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh.
Hate it.
But yeah, that was just what was grinding my gears lately. It's just
Yeah, same
overcomplicating
here.
training. It was just getting to me, guys.
Yeah. It
Agreed.
makes me emotional because all these people want to get big and get huge and all this shit, but then I see how they're training and I'm like, you're the one limiting your growth. It's not
Or
the
you're not even eating
plan.
either. Like you can't expect
That
your muscle to repair, let alone grow, if you're eating like a fucking bird. Like,
Then you have people.
like the you know what? I was just eating this entire podcast. That was 1,000 calories, just fucking down the hatch. Just whoop.
How do you eat 3,200 calories a day? Oh my God.
Enemas, just shove it up my asshole. No,
I saw that on your stories today and I was like, do you realize she's 5'7"? She's not like a tiny person. Even honestly, I could put that down, no problem.
I
I
was gonna
do.
say it has nothing to do with your height. It's not like it's just like
No,
a
I'm
bitch
gonna
can
say a bigger
eat.
person would require more food
Yeah.
sometimes. Lesser meat that has a never ending.
For
But
me, it's just so bio individual because, like, I mean, Meg and I are the same height, but Meg eats about 1.5 times what I would need because
Well,
she
not
needs it because she has bigger muscle. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 3,200 calories is like, yes, it's clean food, but I'm also using things like intra workout and honey.
if I never look at honey ever again, that's okay.
Bro, I fucked up. I thought I had more Gatorade powder. I did not. So I had the last of my Hexagen and I was like, I need more intra carbs because I'm not eating more food. So I was like, I had my big Morpho bottle and I was just squirting honey into it. I was like, bees in the trap.
it works.
So it
I don't
works.
like
A lot
honey.
of
Tried sugar.
endurance runners do that. Use
Mhm.
honey.
Yeah. So it
But
worked.
yeah, dude, another thing, I don't know what it is. People training like in a semi-fasted state, that's also not helping you.
I did
Like
that shit, dude.
I always see that happening, like a shift in people's training. Like I don't know if they think it's cooler to train at 5 a.m. or something, but they switch it randomly. Like it's usually like at the first of the year or like towards the end of the year, they're like, I need to change up something. My body's not responding. But it's because they have shit work ethic anyway. But I digress. So they switch it to like, oh, I'm gonna just train at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah.
And then they're training off of no fuel. And I'm just like, okay, so
Yeah.
you
I did that.
I didn't
Not
do
only did I train fasted, but then like when I was trying to educate myself and I was like trying to be less scared of carbs, I was like, oh, well, I can't like eat a meal. So instead of me like using my fucking brain and being like, oh, Gatorade exists, Gatorade's a thing, I fucking ate like Twizzlers during like I know,
it.
dude. So I'm like in between sets, it's all
People
stuck
still
in
do
my
that shit
fucking
though.
teeth.
The sour strips, gummy bears. It's
So
like stop, like
Tragic.
you have to now your blood is diverted to your digestive system to break that food down,
But
break
it
those
wasn't,
carbs down.
right? So it's just
Yeah.
sitting there, and I'm like, I don't feel good.
No,
My tummy
you get a
hurts.
tummy ache.
My tummy
Like,
hurts, and my glutes are small.
yeah, like I'm sorry. Right now you're in a very sympathetic state training, breaking down muscle. Your body doesn't care about the gummy worms that you're pushing down your trap. Like that's why we stress the importance of like highly branched cyclic dextrin, Gatorade. I can't do Gatorade. It makes me have terrible acid reflux. Shit, it's terrible. And I don't, do you ever feel like I feel like dehydrated after I drink it?
Um, do you
I don't
use, so
feel
I've
like
noticed that only
sugar.
happens to me if I use maybe too much insulin, where it's like I kind of go hypo and I feel like I need to drink more water.
I haven't
But
used insulin in a hot minute.
yeah,
I just can't tolerate Gatorade, but I use carbo load. Do you
yeah.
use Intra?
me?
Yeah.
No. So
No?
I guess I'm always the like against the grain here with these conversations, but so I do train usually like somewhere around 5:36 in the morning,
Yeah.
but intentionally my last meal of the day is always my heaviest carb meal because I
Yeah.
know that I'm going to be training early and I'll still have something that's
Yes.
like 25 grams of carbs while I'm driving because it's so fucking early. I'm not getting up earlier to sit down and eat, but
Yeah, of course not.
um, just so at least and I feel good doing that. Then I'll eat after, but
Yeah.
I don't think I could eat like a heavy meal at
No.
like
No, and you probably shouldn't, because again,
Couldn't.
that's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's not gonna digest. It's just gonna sit there. So even like sipping on some type of intra-carb juice, something just to give your body some type of nutrients just to mobilize, like
yeah.
that could be beneficial. But like, yeah, I train fasted. All the shit that we talked about, I've done. The
Yeah.
muscle confusion, training
Yeah, same.
fasted, uh, fucking hyperfixating on every little detail and variable, not putting enough load on the bar, time under 10. Like I did all of this shit. And I'm gonna tell you it didn't work. But what did work was progressive overload, fueling my body to train, stop making myself cry in the gym to get the perfect exercise selection and setup and execution, progressively overload the muscle tissue, and the big one, be patient.
Hmm.
Be patient.
Yeah. Patience is key, young grasshopper.
It really is.
Sure.
It's not, you're not missing out on like, it's not like it's not like there hasn't been an exercise to be invented or pulled out of our asses that is the reason why your glutes are small. Like if your glutes are small, you're not training hard enough, you're not eating enough, you're not recovering well enough, or you're not being patient. Like it's one of those
Probably,
things. What, Laura?
probably all of it.
Probably all of it, right? Like all the shit that young Ash used to do back in 2020.
Hmm.
We
And
love
if we
that
go
for him.
back to last week's episode about pooping, maybe you are eating enough, but you're shitting it all out. Then you're not absorbing the nutrients. So goes back full circle there to
Yeah.
internal and gut health too,
Hold
being
on. I want to show
it.
you guys a picture of myself. Like this was so I got booby surgery 3 days after my like second
God, I
slash
remember
slash
that.
show. We want to talk about that. Look how fucking skinny I was. Like just skinny. I looked at that and I was like, God
Oh,
damn.
you posted that on your thing this
Yeah, I
morning.
was like, give this girl a sandwich.
You were
Like
trying to
full gluten too. God damn.
keep bikini though.
Her
Dude,
vag is almost out.
say again?
Your vag is almost out.
My vet. I mean, like, I didn't know that the suit was
Your vagina
adjustable.
is downwards.
What's that?
What do you mean?
It's so low.
But like it was just like so fucking skinny. Yeah, I also didn't know how to adjust the suit, so I feel like you can see the top of my
Yeah.
mons. My mons, man. But it's
Mon-
fine. It's fine.
True, true.
Just give that bitch a
Good.
sandwich, man. God damn. Can you be
Yeah,
quiet? Excuse you. Excuse you. Excuse you. Move.
dude, I'm so excited to get back on stage though.
It's
The
coming.
dieting phase made me realize, oh shit, because like it wasn't really hard. Like we
Yeah.
were 10 weeks, I don't know where this. Oh, I saw that Cameron gave me my feedback and this hit my head. But yeah, it was just 10 weeks. It really wasn't that bad. Like my
Mhm.
cardio got 4 sessions of 400 calories a week. Like
Mhm.
food was still well over 2,500 pretty much.
Mhm.
Like not bad at all. I mean, I dropped down from my heaviest was 215 after my cycle,
Mhm.
but then we pulled peds and I dropped down to 208. So it was really like
Mhm.
208 down to 194. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like a whole lot of weight, you know? But
Yeah.
I'm just excited like when we actually push,
Mhm.
fucking ready. I'm just so ready. I can't wait until they announce that the pro schedule for next year because I'm just gonna be like looking at all the shows, like looking
Yes,
at
Taking
the
notes.
fights, like but I have to I'm gonna be patient and let Cameron probably pick my first show.
Mhm.
But
You have
like
more fun that way.
yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Got any good questions for us, Ash?
That's
Yeah, what are you doing for your birthday?
Going to
yeah.
Bermuda.
What?
What?
I'm going to Bermuda. I thought I told you guys that.
No,
When are you leaving?
maybe.
So my birthday's Saturday. We're leaving Thursday, so the third. So I won't be on the podcast that Thursday.
That's okay.
Oh, well, thanks for
Uh,
letting us know.
not this, not this week coming, the following one. So yeah, we're going Thursday to Monday, I think. I don't know, like 2 weeks.
Nice.
Like, hey, so by the way, we're going away for your birthday. Okay, sure.
Oh.
Sweet.
What's in Bermuda? Like what? Like is it beach? I don't know shit about
Yeah,
fuck.
that's Tropical Island. It's like not even I think an hour and a half flight from here.
Hmm.
So it's
Damn.
nice and quick. Pray for me though, because anytime we've tried to leave the country, it hasn't gone well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
success
Well,
has
I
been
hope you
Florida.
excited. Yeah. I
What do
think
you
you share a
got?
birthday with my friend.
What's
Because
that?
I have my friend Jill, her birthday's dinner is on the 5th. I don't know if her birthday's on the 5th
She's
though.
from near me.
Yeah, I know. I know.
She's dating a guy that's like friends with Josh. Oh, not dating a guy that's friends with Josh.
Not anymore. But
Oh.
yeah. Cool, Bermuda. Awesome.
Oops. I do
Oops.
have two fun questions, or
I
at
have
least.
questions too.
Ooh,
Go for it.
okay. Okay. What yogurt did you guys grow up with?
I
Yo,
love light and fit.
squeezy ones.
Go-gurt. Okay, so you were go-gurt, you
Yogurt.
were light and fit. I was the like fruit on the bottom. We had fruit on the bottom for a bit, and then like the Yoplait slash Kroger brand where it was like the diet yogurt where I don't know what
Hmm.
the diet tagline was because I don't think it was branded sugar free. Maybe it was like low carb or low fat, but it was like there was like Boston cream pie, there was key lime
Oh,
pie,
Carb
Master.
Master.
Yeah, we had
Good,
that
now
They
too.
have
that
like
I
all
remember
of the
looking for that.
fitness. I never got that.
Not gonna lie, I still probably would fuck with the pumpkin pie
I
Master
just
one.
I don't like yogurt,
Oh,
but yeah, I did the Go-Gurts growing up, and then I just stopped. I don't remember the last time I had.
had Go-Gurt, man. I do remember the Go-Gurt era where it was like strawberry banana. That one like
Mm,
sticks out.
mm,
Was it like
hmm.
a bunny or something on the label?
Fucking tricks.
Yeah. Yep, that was it.
Yes.
That was good. The only time I would use yogurt now is like, I think this is actually talked about on Fuad's The Real Bodybuilding podcast thing or Bro Chat. They were talking about adding yogurt to like your beef and rice.
I've
And
always
it's
done
like,
that. So
yeah, it's
good.
a very Mediterranean, like Arab, Lebanese bullshit thing. But yeah, like I love the yogurt like dill dipping sauce at like
Hmm.
Turkish places.
Yeah.
Shit's
I've
good.
always done like Greek yogurt as like instead of sour cream. So like I
Yeah.
get it's more like Mediterranean because I'm using yogurt, but like really it's just my honky tonk ass making a healthier substitution. And also so I don't like shit it out because I feel like if I used real sour cream, it would just be bad news bears. As we learned a few weeks ago, that dairy is still very scary for Ashley.
I hate sour cream.
I've never had it.
Dude, I was a sour cream, butter, ranch, like any all the white people honky tonk dressing sauces. That was me. That was me all day. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own it,
I had
guys.
I had a client tell me yesterday. So this is a client that came to me after she's like used Ozempic and whatever, like failed using those, tries to convince me initially that there's like something wrong with her, why she can't lose weight. Okay, well, we'll see. Nothing like outrageous on her labs or whatever. And so I never even thought to ask her because like she's been dropping weight like very regularly. I was like, what did you used to eat? I asked her this yesterday, just kind of curious because every time I change like her diet, she's like, you're a magician. So I'm like, fuck. She's like, well, I used to get like, I don't know, pizza and dip it in ranch. And I'm like, you
Yep.
dip in ranch and didn't figure out why you couldn't lose weight? What?
Dude, are people dumb? Like, is this generation or is just people? I feel like people are dumb.
We're just not
They
educated.
don't put
Like,
two and two
Well, no, I
together.
mean that it just shows us that like we understand all of these things.
mhm.
We want to and put the time into learning, but like
Dude, come on. Pizza
that
and ranch does
I-
not equate to dropping weight. But
That was an Ashley Markham, or excuse
no,
me,
but like,
Ashley Fish staple. Mm.
dude, like those types of people though, yeah, definitely undereducated for sure. But then they get on Instagram, they see shit about like, oh, well, if you can't drop weight because you did X, Y, and Z, you need this drug or you need this. And it's like, no, we just need to probably improve your diet and your lifestyle habits
Yeah.
and
see a lot
shit.
of the like stupid like 20,000 calorie challenge bullshit that people do. And then they're like fitness people and people are confused. I've had people bring that up to me too. How do they do that?
Not to brag, but I was that person, but I was also 260 pounds. But it wasn't a challenge. It was just how I lived.
Dude. Do you guys know who Eric the Electric is?
Oh, dude,
Yes,
I love
love
those.
them.
To be fair, I love the competitive eaters because I think their strategy is so interesting because it's the exact opposite of bodybuilding. Like they're on season, they're fucking fat. Their off season is when they diet to give themselves a break from eating all the fucking food. I think that's
Mhm.
fascinating.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. You have another question or can I ask a
Y-
question?
I do have my final question. How often do you guys have nip slips at the gym?
Never, not at the gym.
Never. Are you serious? Damn, I need I need better bras then.
Well, do you like if like the other day I wore one of my like one piece things and it doesn't have like cups in it, so I just
Mhm.
have a baggy t-shirt on. Like I'm cool with like some of like I don't like wearing like pasties and like I don't
Yeah,
wear bras. Like I just don't do it.
yeah.
Like I'm fine if like you see a little glimpse of my nipple through a shirt, like oh
Oh,
my
for
God,
sure.
shoot me. But like at the gym I try to like more layers the better kind of thing. So I do
Yeah.
have like this one top where it's like close, but like it's never close enough to like have a potential slippage.
For me, it's not that I'm wearing stuff like I do layers, right? But it's like
Yeah.
obviously if I want to take a gym photo, I'll like take off the
Hmm.
layers just to also if it gets super sweaty, I'm like peeling that shit off. But my better body stuff I bought when I was a bit heavier,
Mm.
like around like 150s. And so they were all a bunch of like mediums, but like obviously I'm not 150 anymore. I'm like more like 130, 140 with better body comp. So like the mediums are more like tops, not just bras now. But unfortunately, like they'll kind of like go down a little bit during training. And so I'm like taking off my little crop top and then it'll just be like sticking out. And I'm like, okay, girls, it's gonna put that away. We don't need to be seeing that at the gym now. Come on now.
Yeah. I
Sounds
guess
like
it
it's
would
time
be
to update your wardrobe.
yeah.
Yeah, but that costs money.
What else do you gotta pay for? It's fine.
It's not that I'm paying
You
for shit.
can't
I'm
take your
saving for
money to the
shit.
grave.
I'm saving money for another house. Not, yeah, being
Be
financially responsible,
financially responsible.
fiscally conservative. Mm.
But
Those are my
yeah,
fun questions. May go.
okay. Mine are fall related because it is fall. Okay, so what are your top three favorite fall flavors?
Ooh.
Go.
Can I, before I answer that, can I share what Eric texted me because he roasted you? And he says Meg never nip slips because she uses her pump patches on her tits.
Fuck you.
She says, "Fuck you,
Go to
Eric."
the link in my bio and sign up for the registration.
She's like, "Give me your fucking crumble cookie points before I crush
Seriously,
you."
I did, dude. Like, pause. I sent the link to Will to get the points. He downloaded the app. He did the thing. He ordered the cookie. I didn't get any fucking points from it.
It's a
So
scam.
screw
It's a
Crumble,
scam.
but I'm still getting some because the lineup this week is Mm.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Fuck.
Okay,
Yes.
so fall flavors. Are we talking food? We talking candles? We talking what we talking?
Good point.
Probably food.
Food?
Food. But that can also work for candles. I was just thinking fall flavors.
True.
Scent.
Well,
Scents versus flavors. I get it.
yeah, so
All right, flavors.
I'm gonna do a little combination for you. So I really do like pumpkin slash butternut squash. Like I think those are like very fall flavors.
Hmm.
I also like you guys know like the cinnamon broomsticks that you can just have in your house.
I have one.
Yeah, I love that smell, but I've
They're the
never
best.
owned one. I love them, but I've
Trader
never.
Joe's. Trader Joe's has big ones and they have mini ones. And it's like $4.99 for the big ones and $1.99 for the mini ones.
That's
I
nothing.
went to Fresh Market, bought a goddamn $7 one, and Chip destroyed it. So now
God,
I'm going to get a cheaper one.
Damn. Damn. Like pumpkin's
But
good. Like apples are good.
I like these scents, but not so much flavors. For
Mhm.
like,
okay, scents. Let's do scents. Scents are better.
mm,
Guess mine would probably be
Christmas.
pumpkin spice,
Mm,
caramel,
mm.
cinnamon.
Mm.
Cinnamon's good.
Yep. Dark.
I like cinnamon, man. Cinnamon's
Cinnamon's good.
underrated, underappreciated.
Yeah, yeah. Laura?
I like all of those. I like the like desserty smelling candles too. The
Mm,
like white pumpkin,
butterscotch.
butterscotch. Yes, you go to Bath and Body Works and just want to smell all the candles.
Dude, that store
Oh,
is cancer. Like you can't tell me that there's not going to be a class action lawsuit in like 20 years where like all these people have cancer from like all their soaps and shit. Like, nah. Nah. You know it's not.
Um, do you guys think that it's too early to celebrate spooky stuff?
I already
No,
decorated. No.
Yeah, same. Okay. Because I keep getting comments on that. It's like only September 19th. And I'm like, okay,
The minute it turns
September.
fall, so
Yeah.
either late August or early September, it is fall, even if
It
it's
is
still
spooky
summer.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the day after Thanksgiving, it is Christmas. I
Correct.
stand by that.
Correct. That is
That's when, that's when St. Pete, we have a big light show down here. They're
oh.
open the 25th of November, or the day after Thanksgiving.
Mhm,
St. Augustine does their lights day after Thanksgiving. So
mhm.
Christmas.
Yep. Day after Thanksgiving is when we start putting up our Christmas stuff, and that's when we get to
Mhm.
start watching our Harry Potter movies because those are part of our Christmas movies.
Interesting. Ooh, good question. Top three favorite Halloween movies, like classics, not like horror movies.
Yeah, we're not allowed to watch horror in my
Oh, I
house.
fucking love horror movies,
We're
man.
not. We're not allowed.
only how
Yeah.
all I got is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
Oh,
There's
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus, Casper, Nightmare Before Christmas, faux show.
Nightmare Before Christmas is good.
It's
Isn't
good.
there like a Charlie Brown Halloween special?
Yeah,
I like
there's a
the
Charlie
Charlie
Brown
Brown. Charlie
Halloween.
Brown's good.
I
That's
actually had a
fun.
friend in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, really?
What? I
Yeah,
just watched that the other day for cardio.
Oh, that's
That
another good question. Do you guys have any like friends or relatives that were in movies?
my one of my brother's
no.
best friend growing up was in Hocus Pocus.
Dude, I had a second cousin in oh shit. Oh, it's a football movie. Um,
Green
Remember the
Mile.
Titans?
Shit.
I think We Are
Oh,
Marshall.
sorry.
The We
We
Are
are
Marshall.
great. One of my
Really?
favorite. Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, We Are Marshall with the one with fucking his the guy that does the car. He talks like this. Matthew McConaughey, thank you. Oh, yes.
Cousins of Matthew McConaughey?
She was in the
Tell me.
movie We Are Marshall with the Matthew McConaughey. She was his daughter.
Oh,
They gave him the movie. Yeah. Yeah.
never had anybody.
Yeah.
No, we got no fame in this family. Just Chip.
Hi, Chip.
Yeah, but you guys got like doctors and lawyers and shit. Like that's still pretty like fucking powerful.
Yeah. Oh, can I share something with you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know. Did you see that Rolo and Chip are tacos, right?
Yep.
For Halloween?
Mhm.
Because we're doing like a doggy. It's like I think it's a dog parade or something. But
Mhm.
so this this is Rolo's taco, right? This big thing. Rolo. Oh, here's Rolo.
Yeah,
And
Rolla should be a burrito for real.
this is Chip's taco. Look at the difference.
That's like an Ash versus Meg, like
Oh,
bikini
wait.
versus wellness.
There's more. Are you ready? These are our tacos.
Oh,
We got tacos. So we're
Dude,
just
y'all
gonna
should
be
go to Taco
crazy.
Bell and see if y'all get like
free
free
food,
promotion.
We're gonna be that crazy white family who's obsessed with tacos because
just because.
just because all the doggies are here now. Your
Oh,
Rogo
doggies.
and the little chippy.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Laura, do you have any fun questions?
Mm. If you could dye your hair any color, and if you hated it, you could put it back to it immediately, like snap your fingers, what would you do?
Silver.
Silver.
Mhm.
I could see you probably pulling that off somehow.
I would really pull it off, but my thing is the maintenance of it would be awful.
Yeah.
I'm back to my red hair dilemma days that I can't decide if I want to do it or not. 'Cause I'm
Laura, I
like,
think if you did an auburn, you would just
Yeah.
Fox status.
well,
I was gonna say I would do like shut up, like a blondie, like a true strawberry blonde, like that
Mhm.
has like the auburny kind of undertones.
I could see it.
I'd do that, but every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go darker, oh, I'm gonna go that, like, no, it's just
Mhm.
like I look the same.
Yeah, Laura, you need to do that. You need to do
like it.
the
Yeah, I
red,
really
the
think you
deep
should.
auburn. You'd rock it. Eric had a fun question. He was like, because he was bitching about the wellness division being called wellness, and he's like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. He was like, why don't they call it like Brazilian bikini? And I'm like, okay, like not incorrect, but like if you had a name for the wellness division, what would you want to call it instead of wellness?
Yeah,
What
why
if
the
those
fuck is it
horse
called?
is called it's half a horse and half a human?
Oh, the fucking
Centaur?
Yeah.
Well, I came up with the name the Centurion Division because that sounds strong and that sounds like a very high step above just bikini, but like at the same time that also makes it sound like a warrior, and I don't know if that would vibe.
sounds like a lot of people would say that wrong.
Centurion, yeah.
Yeah, they would be like Centurion.
Well, that also would work though. The Centaur Division.
I'm a centaur athlete. Um, I don't know. The
Last one.
stallion,
Okay. Well,
stallion division.
do you follow wellness, Ash?
Like some, yeah. No, I'm not like I,
Ooh,
I
How do
probably
you
follow it just as
feel
as
about
closely as I follow bikini, but like I'm not like up in their assholes, if that's
what
what
are
you're
we
asking.
talking?
how do you feel about Eduarda?
God damn it.
Wait,
Sorry. Oh,
send me. Can you send me the profile? You said Eduarda?
Yeah, in comparison to, I don't think she'll be Fran, but I have a feeling she'll beat Issa.
Um.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm on her Instagram now. I mean,
It's not if not now, when type of question,
hmm. So here's the deal. I really do like, just as a general rule of thumb, big legs. I really do. My thing is, if we're having to look at the criteria of wellness, there is a balance between the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, and the adductors. And just from this photo, and it's hard to also judge because it's just her. It's not on a lineup, right? So it's like her legs, like the front of her legs, are a lot. They are a lot. So I don't
Like
know.
crazy, you see her like entire glute from the front. That
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch her posing routine because her legs are massive.
I just want to be her. It's fine.
Hold on, I'm watching her posing routine now.
She's like 22.
who are we looking at? Sorry, the fire maintenance people are here, and that was just a shit show.
Eduarda. I can't roll my R's, but that was as close as it's
Honestly, this is like, I mean, I think she probably would beat Issa.
How old?
My only
23, I
concern
think.
is like her lower body is so fucking big compared to her upper that like
But so here's the thing. The reason that I bring this up is because she's the first competitor ever, I guess, that she debuted, won her debut, and then won
well,
three pro.
duh.
She won 3 pro shows in a row.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look at her. Like, God,
Stephanie did something similar.
Yeah.
She won her pro card, won her pro debut, went to the Olympia, like kind of thing.
Looking at her entire physique, like
She looks great.
her legs do actually look balanced with like quads, glutes, and hamstrings. It's just like her her waist is so tiny and her upper body is so tiny in comparison. Like when you compare it to Fran, like Fran is not like upper and lower like the same. Like she's not proportionate because obviously that's not wellness, but like it matches better compared to this girl. So I don't know. I
I'm
don't think
interested to
she'll be
see it.
grown.
So
I
you're
think
saying
that's
her upper is too small, Ash?
It just it her lower body is so massive compared to her upper body. Like it's so
that's
disproportionate
different. Up.
compared to Fran. To whereas Fran is like disproportionate, but like it looks good. But like this girl is like so disproportionate. I don't know.
Is the Olympia the weekend of my birthday or the weekend after?
I think it's the weekend after. Yeah, it's the weekend after.
Let's have a party. We can
We
all
should.
Have a
date.
watch party.
That'll be fun.
Like I'm
But
saying, I'm
I
looking
see
at
what
like
you mean.
Fran. I'm looking at Fran right now, her posing routine, and like,
Nobody will touch Fran until she retires.
yeah.
So we have to
This is
plan.
the next best thing.
Yeah, that girl, that Eduarda or whatever,
Yeah.
she looks way older than 23.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's not even like a virilized older. It's just a
No.
mature. She just looks like she's like 28. You
Yeah.
know? Um, but she looks damn good. But I see what you mean, where the upper is just a little too underdeveloped.
Yeah, just a little too
Still,
like
and
teeny.
yeah, in wellness, you still want like some some beefiness to you,
Yeah.
but you know, now we have girls like transitioning down from WPD and their upper is huge.
Yeah.
Pretty, I don't know. She's got pretty capped delts though too.
It's
I'm
just
watching
like it's not
her.
that her upper body isn't built up. It's just when you
No,
compare it to her lower body, it's like, oh, I think it needs to
it's
be built up a little bit more.
agreed. I agree.
Yeah. But again, it's not like for crying out loud, if that's like the worst criticism we can give her at 22,
Yeah,
like goddamn. Woo!
she's gonna be crazy. But
Man.
yeah, we should definitely maybe we should do that more often. I think we got a question on it, like our top five, like what did we think of the top five from this show and like our actual
Oh yeah.
on
That'll
bodybuilding shows?
be
I think that
smart.
would be fun.
Maybe we do
'Cause,
that for next week to Olympia
yeah,
predictions.
yeah, we should do Olympia predictions for bikini. I
And
would be cool with doing bikini figure wellness.
yeah.
Do that. I don't know. I mean, like WPD and women's bodybuilding, I love watching, but I'm not
I'm
very
not, yeah.
in it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we could like pull up pictures of like the top five because I'm not like
Yeah,
as rehearsed as I probably could be. So I can like share my screen and we can do like our predictions.
yeah, that'd be fun. I
Yeah,
can make an Excel spreadsheet.
there you go. There you
I mean,
go.
I don't know how to do that,
And
but
she's like, I ain't doing that.
I don't know how to do that. Yeah, sorry about that commotion. We're testing apparently fire stuff.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm
fine.
just like, okay. But
It's
yeah,
fine. Cool. Great
guys.
seeing you, guys. Great podding with you. Y'all have a great
Okay.
rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Good.
Bye.